If you've ever heard the term estate planning and thought, that sounds like something wealthy people do, you're definitely not alone. A lot of people assume estate planning is complicated, expensive, or only necessary if you have significant assets, but the reality is much simpler. Estate planning is really just about making sure your wishes are known and your loved ones are protected if something unexpected happens. And the truth is, everyone needs some level of estate planning. Whether you're young, married, single, raising children, or approaching retirement, having a basic plan in place can make an enormous difference for the people you care about. Today, I want to walk through the three core documents that form the foundation of a basic estate plan when more advanced planning might make sense, and what information you'll need to get started. Most people don't think about estate planning until something forces the conversation. Maybe a family member becomes ill, maybe a friend suddenly passes away, or maybe someone realizes that if something happened to them tomorrow, no one would legally have the authority to make decisions on their behalf. Without a plan in place, courts and state law end up deciding things that many people would prefer to decide for themselves. And that can create stress, confusion, and sometimes conflict for family members who are already dealing with a difficult situation. A simple estate plan can prevent many of those problems. For many people, estate planning begins with three essential documents. These provide a solid legal foundation and address the most common issues families face. Let's walk through them one at a time. The first and most familiar document is a last will and testament. Your will outlines what happens to your property after you pass away. It allows you to identify who will inherit your assets, name someone responsible for carrying out your wishes, provide instructions for distributing your estate. The person responsible for handling this process is typically called the executor. Without a will, state law determines how your property is distributed. That may or may not align with what you would have wanted. Having a properly prepared will allows you to make those decisions yourself. If you'd like to learn more about how estate planning works in Georgia, you can explore additional resources on the Dunham Legal Group website at dunhamlegalgroup.com. The second key document is an advanced directive for healthcare. In Georgia, this is a statutory form that allows you to appoint someone as your healthcare agent. This person can make medical decisions for you if you're unable to communicate those decisions yourself. The advanced directive also allows you to provide guidance about your medical preferences. For example, you can indicate how you want certain situations handled if you're facing a serious medical condition. Having this document in place can remove an enormous burden from your family because they're not left guessing about what you would have wanted. The third essential document is a durable power of attorney. This allows you to designate someone to manage financial matters on your behalf if you become unable to do so. That person, sometimes called your attorney-in-fact, may be able to pay bills, access bank accounts, manage financial transactions, or handle certain legal or administrative matters. Without this document, families often have to go through court proceedings just to obtain the authority needed to manage someone's finances. A durable power of attorney can prevent that situation. For many individuals and families, these three documents provide everything needed for a basic estate plan. They establish decision-making authority, clarify your wishes, and reduce the likelihood of confusion or disputes. At Dunham Legal Group, these core documents are typically handled on a flat fee basis because having them in place is far better than leaving those decisions to courts after the fact. Simply put, having a plan is always better than having no plan. That said, some situations require more sophisticated estate planning strategies. For example, additional planning may be helpful if you own real estate that multiple heirs will inherit, you have property located in more than one state, you want assets managed for children until they reach a certain age, you own a business and need succession planning, you anticipate significant future wealth, you may inherit substantial assets, or your financial advisor has recommended exploring trusts. In these cases, tools like trusts and more advanced planning structures may be appropriate. But even then, the most important step is often simply getting started with the basics. Putting together a basic estate plan is usually more straightforward than people expect. Most attorneys simply need some foundational information to begin preparing your documents. This typically includes your name, birth date, and contact information, your spouse's information, if applicable, the names and birth dates of your children, the people you want to receive assets, any specific gifts you'd like to leave, the person you want to serve as executor, your chosen healthcare agent, and the person you want to appoint as attorney-in-fact. Once that information is gathered, an attorney can begin preparing the documents that form the backbone of your estate plan. Estate planning isn't really about wealth. It's about clarity, preparation, and protecting the people you care about most. Having a plan in place can spare your loved ones from unnecessary legal complications during an already difficult time. And for many people, getting started is simpler than they expect. If you've been thinking about putting an estate plan in place, or if you're unsure whether your current plan still fits your situation, it may be time to have a conversation. You can learn more about estate planning and other legal services at dunhamlegalgroup.com. And if you'd like to discuss your situation directly, you can schedule a consultation to review your options and determine what makes the most sense for you and your family.